anticipation, I present to you Elaine Boosler.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mrs. Clinton, Mr. Vice President, Mrs. Gore, and everybody. Quiet. Texas table, put your guns away, please.
And that's how Elaine Boosler opened her comedy routine at the 1993 White House Correspondents Association dinner. Why are we playing a clip of her to open this podcast as well? Because Elaine Boosler had the distinction of being the comedian who was performing the very first time C-SPAN showed live coverage of the big dinner, 30 years ago this spring. And Elaine Boosler did what many comedians in the years after her did. She told a joke about C-SPAN. The comedians who followed Elaine Boosler have had different acts, different jokes, different styles. But one thing many had in common, the C-SPAN punchline. Before each dinner, you may not know what moment will go viral. You may not know which guest everyone will be talking about the next day. But one thing you can predict with impressive accuracy, the featured comedian will likely make a joke about C-SPAN. The premises all sound the same, our cameras, our audience, our mission, but the construct and delivery vary from year to year. So this year, for the first time and for marking C-SPAN's 30-year history of covering the dinner live, we present a list. The top 10 funniest jokes White House Correspondents' dinner comedians have told about C-SPAN, and there are a lot to choose from. All right, let's go right to the countdown. Number 10, the 10th funniest joke about C-SPAN told by a comedian at the White House Correspondents' dinner. From 2008, here's Craig Ferguson.
The unsung hero of every White House dinner, the C-SPAN camera guy, everybody, the C-SPAN camera guy. You know, in many other areas of America, we've moved from one camera. The one camera system is no longer in place in other parts of the broadcasting industry, but in C-SPAN, things move a little bit slower.
Number 9, 1998, Ray Romano.
I want to say hi to my kids. Where's the camera? Hi. They always watch C-SPAN, my kids. Yes, it helps put them to sleep at night.
Number 8, Joel McHale, 2014.
Tonight's show is being broadcast on C-SPAN. C-SPAN is, C-SPAN is like one of those paranormal activity movies. It's just grainy shots of empty rooms interrupted by images of people you're pretty sure died a few years ago. Yeah. Oh, and stay tuned after the Correspondents' dinner for an all-new episode of C-SPAN's hit show, So You Think You Can Remain Conscious.
We've comped to spot number 7. Oh, and hey, look, it's a tie. First, from 2013, here's Conan O'Brien.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get going. Right here at the start, I'm going to share something with you people, and this doesn't leave this room. I say this with absolute confidence because we're on C-SPAN. Who doesn't love C-SPAN? Seriously, C-SPAN. It's an entire channel shot with the backup camera on a Ford Explorer. Congratulations to C-SPAN for winning the bid to broadcast this event. They narrowly beat out HGTV2, QVC South America, and the Hilton Hotel How to Check Out channel.
And tied with Conan O'Brien at number 7, 3 years later, 2016, here's Larry Wilmore.
No, but it is good to be on C-SPAN. Glad I'm not on your rival network, no input, HDMI 1.
Now our countdown continues. We're at the number 6 spot on our top 10 list, top 10 funniest jokes about C-SPAN told by comedians at the White House Correspondents' dinner. From 1997, here's Jon Stewart.
But all these celebrities are surely a boon for C-SPAN. I would bet tonight that they are almost sure to double their viewer. Even though we are preempting the regularly scheduled program, Blue Goose, The Making of a Podium. You know, we actually had something like C-SPAN where I used to work, only we called it a security camera. There we go. I like C-SPAN. It's mesmerizing, kind of like the Yule log. It's, I'll tell you what, it isn't very exciting, but wait until high-definition TV hits. I have heard that if you watch C-SPAN on high-definition TV, it gives the illusion that Vice President Gore is three-dimensional.
Now, number 5, 1996, Al Franken.
Now, ordinarily, I'm not one to engage in self-promotion, but this is C-SPAN, and there are literally hundreds of people watching, so...
Our countdown continues. In the 4th spot, she appeared at the White House Correspondents Association dinner in 2015, Cecily Strong.
Now, tonight's event is being broadcast on C-SPAN, so to some viewers watching at home on C-SPAN, hello. But to most viewers watching at home on C-SPAN, meow. Now, if you don't know how to find C-SPAN, you just press the guide button on your remote and then hit page up until your thumb cramps up. Hey, C-SPAN, I just want to do a camera check real quick. Okay, camera 1. And that's it. That's all the cameras. So.
In the 3rd spot, we go back to the 2011 White House Correspondents Association dinner, probably the most famous of them all. For his C-SPAN joke, actually a string of C-SPAN jokes, here's Seth Meyers.
I am also honored to be performing for those of you here tonight, as well as the handful of people watching at home on C-SPAN. C-SPAN is, of course, the official network for wide shots of empty chairs. Every time I tune into C-SPAN, it looks like they just had a fire drill. C-SPAN is one unpaid electric bill away from being a radio station. People think bin Laden is hiding in the Hindu Kush, but did you know that every day from 4 to 5 he hosts a show on C-SPAN?
By the way, 2 footnotes on those Seth Meyers jokes. 1, you heard him mention Osama bin Laden. The next day, U.S. Navy SEALs took out bin Laden. And 2, contrary to Seth Meyers' premise, C-SPAN actually does have a radio station. And it brings you 12 different podcasts, including this one. Now, on with the countdown. Number 2, we promised a C-SPAN joke from Elaine Boozler in 1993. Well, here it is.
I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to entertain you, since you've all entertained me on C-SPAN so many times. I love C-SPAN. It's like lawmakers in their natural habitat. It's like Wild Kingdom, but with congressmen. And now, a debate on wheat.
And now, our countdown is complete. Time now for the number 1 funniest joke made about C-SPAN from a comedian entertaining the White House Correspondents' dinner. Let's get right to it. 1995, making his 2nd appearance on this list, Conan O'Brien.
Finally, I have an announcement for those of you watching tonight's event live on C-SPAN. For God's sake, it's Saturday night. Go outside. Meet a woman. Come on. There are things you can do.
All right, that's it for this episode of C-SPAN's podcast, The Weekly. A reminder to watch this year's dinner on C-SPAN and listen on C-SPAN Radio. The comedian Roy Wood Jr. Live Saturday night, April 29th, from the fabulous International Ballroom at the legendary Washington Hilton. Oh, and you'll likely hear jokes made at the expense of the other common target of comedians who headline the big dinner, the Hilton itself. That happens all the time, too. But we'll let the Hilton make its own top 10 list. They, like you, can use the C-SPAN video library. Thanks for listening, and happy searching.